It's Janine from the Virtual Assistant Finishing School, and I'm here with Lisa Hill from On the Ball VA and Simply Real Systems. I'm going to give Lisa a moment to introduce herself and tell us a little bit about what she does. But I wanted to just let you know how Lisa and I met. We met on LinkedIn. And it basically, our connection happened because we are both virtual assistants, I think sort of like in the 1 to 2 year period of our business. And we just really connected with each other's comments. We really found each other's comments and content on LinkedIn really interesting. And so we started, connecting that way. And that led to us connecting on, I think, direct message, Lisa.
Right.
I think you reached out to me on direct message, and we started chatting, and then we had a video call, and that's how we built a relationship with each other. And Lisa then referred a client to me, which I'm very grateful for. And so, guys, this is how you build connections with other virtual assistants in Facebook groups or LinkedIn or on other social media channels. And this is why it's really important for you not to only pursue your ideal clients, but also build relationships with other virtual assistants who might have the same ideal clients as you have, but they don't offer the same services, and thus they will refer that client to you for your services. And the client will remain working with both virtual assistants, which in our case, this is how it's working. I'm providing a certain set of services to our mutual client, and Lisa is providing her services to the client, and there's no crossover, but we work really well together. So guys, I really encourage you to form strong connections with other virtual assistants, see how you can help each other. And that's a great way to build and grow your business, because remember, when you're starting out, it's all about forming relationships with people. And those relationships need to be nurtured and cared for, because that's what's going to give your business longevity. And it's going to help you during the times where you might not be able to get your own leads, but you might be able to get referrals from these connections that you've made. So Lisa, welcome.
Hi.
And I'm so glad that we're going to, or that we're doing this interview today. Lisa, I'm going to give you a few minutes to just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do and who you serve. Tell us about both your businesses. So Lisa, there we go.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me today, Janine. I'm super excited. I absolutely love what you're doing with your group. I wish I had that, when I was starting out a year ago. Groups are, like you were saying, groups are absolutely instrumental in allowing you to, see what you're not alone. That's the big thing, is you're able to communicate with other people in your industry, and you get that support on those days where you think, that you're not sure what the next thing is, right? So basically, my background, I had a soccer administration background. I was blessed to stay at home with my kids for 12 years when they were little, and one of my kids was a soccer player, and I was a big hand raiser. Yes, I can do that. So I started as a volunteer. I also encourage volunteering. I actually volunteer my VA services in organizations as well. So that helps build relationships. But that's how the soccer admin part started. And in any kind of small business like that, you wear many hats. So I felt like I had, after 13 years at the soccer club, doing everything from, from opening the mail to, posting to social media and, forming new programs. I did it all. So I felt very confident when I first started out as a VA that, and the reason I even stopped working at that job was because I moved like 45 minutes away, and I don't know if you've seen, I have two sweet coworkers here at home. I have two dogs, and I didn't want to leave them alone for 12 hours a day. And
Yeah.
you know, I really wasn't making enough money at my job to put them in daycare, you know, as I was swinging, you know, on my way to the office every day. So that's where it all began. I moved away and I decided, you know what, I am going to, best laid plans, right? I am going to provide sports administration services as a virtual assistant to smaller clubs that may be only run by volunteers, you know, and they may need help planning their tryouts and building their registration systems. Well, I actually knew that is a need. There is a need there. My first experience with it when I was on my own, dealing with people with an organization that is run purely by volunteers, in my experience was it was a long drawn out project. So within the time that it took me to start my first project, I met my partner in my other business that was On the Ball virtual assistants, you know, sports administration on the ball. And then I met another soccer administrator who's also a VA. And we started talking about, you know, working together and pooling our, you know, years. I mean, at this point, you know, she'd been in soccer administration for over 10 years. I had as well. So we had, you know, 2 decades of experience running soccer clubs. And we're like, we got this thing. One problem, it was August and the soccer season had already started. So we were like, okay, well, what are we going to do until the next soccer season? So Marisa Weissel is my partner, and she is also a realtor. And my second 2 clients on the ball were actually friends of mine who just needed social media help with their real estate business pages. So sort of a business was born out of you know, timing. So Simply Real Systems is our my primary baby right now as far as my business goes, and we provide digital marketing support for real estate agents and really anybody in the real estate industry, you know, loan officers, title companies, anybody who you know, we just feel like we talk that language. So it's a very good fit for us. And we did find, you know, by niching down like that, we were able to really start using language in our communication with people when we would meet. You know, hey, we help realtors shine online is our tagline actually. So you know, so really that it became a you know, it. I don't know how to put it other than it was all timing. It was meant to be. Marisa and I met in like I said, in a Facebook group and hit it off and went into business together. So that's where I am today. We actually, you know, have many branches now of Simply Real Systems. So we'll talk about that in a little bit though. I'm rambling now.
Thank you, Lisa. Well, that's really very informative. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about how you are experiencing working as a virtual assistant and your real estate virtual assistant business specifically, and how are you experiencing working with a partner? Like having a partner in that business, because a lot of the VAs in the group, they are single business owners or solo business owners, and they don't work with a partner. And I just want to hear a little bit from you how you are experiencing that, and do you feel that it's had a big impact on your business growth, as opposed to you actually or you or your partner pursuing that on your own? And we did have a comment from a Facebook from one of the viewers, and they said that your sound is echoing a little bit. So I'm hoping that it's actually coming up clearly on the other end, because I can hear you perfectly clearly. But we did have a comment on Facebook to say that it's your sound is echoing. So we're just going to go ahead with this interview, and I hope that if whoever's watching, if you can just let me know if it's improved, or if you can actually hear what Lisa is saying, or if it's really terrible.
Yeah. When you speak, I'm not hearing an echo, but I can hear myself. It's gone right now. It's gone now. So.
Okay, perfect. I hope it's good on the other side too. I actually I had you linked to my double screen, and I actually unplugged that, so I'm hoping that fixed the problem.
Okay.
So I do apologize, everybody, for causing this echo. But Lisa, go ahead and tell us how you are experiencing working with a partner.
Absolutely. You know, like most of your you know, people in the group, I also intended to do this by myself. You know, I figured, you know, I had the skills. I'm gonna hang out my virtual shingle, but in communicating with people online, with, you know, the groups and chatting with people and having virtual chats and things like that. I did realize that, you know, I do my personal work style. I like to have someone to collaborate with. I like to bounce ideas off. Sometimes, you know, I second guess myself, you know, paralysis by analysis. So it is really good for me to have, if not a partner in business, at least someone close that I value their opinion, that I can collaborate with on a regular basis. You know, let me run this, you know, logo by you, because I worked on it for 6 hours yesterday and I'm a little too close to it now. So what do you think? You know, those types of things. So yes, so in my experience, again, working with Marisa, it was, we met online in the virtual assistant group. You know, honestly, we belong to a couple of them. We think we know which one it was, but we're not 100% sure. But, you know, when we found out that our personalities clicked and we had so much in common, and we really thought to a degree, maybe our skills overlapped maybe a little bit too much, because, you know, we both were, you know, great at soccer administration, and we were both registrars, and we were both, you know, good with graphics and things like that. But as we actually got to know each other better, the areas of expertise that we have actually mesh very nicely, in that they aren't so close. You know, Marisa has more of a business background. You know, I was always an employee, so I don't have a lot of the business background. So, you know, so in a sense, the two of us working together, you know, sort of form, you know, a more complete whole, in that we're alike and we're different at the same time. So, so yeah, so that is great. It, you know, there are times too where, you know, working with somebody else, it's like there are differences of opinion, but as long as everybody, you know, Marisa and I are super great at understanding that, you know, opinions, everybody has one, right? And we just work together and we work through it until we find, you know, we find a solution that we're both happy with. So that is a primary difference. I think you have to really be good at communicating when you have a partner, in that, you know, you could have different visions in your head of what you want something to be. And you just work together to get to the point where you're both happy about it, because both, you know, it is your product, both of your product equally. So, but so you were asking as well, about, like getting started and like talking to people in real estate. Is that correct? I'm trying to remember. Okay. So what we have found is that, we do join groups where there are realtors and tons of realtors, and Marisa being a realtor is so valuable in that sense. She can go into different real estate, groups and comment and, oh, this is what I would do. And that's something that I actually can't do because I don't have that experience. I can help them, do graphics and things like that. But, that's Marisa's, that's the piece that she brings to the table that is just absolutely brilliant. So what I do on my end is I bring, I was telling you about volunteering. I found a local realtor group, a women's realtor group, and we're talking just a tidbit. Our ideal avatar, our ideal client is a a woman realtor who is has experienced some level of success, but now just doesn't have time to do everything. They know they need social media. They know they need, their website needs to, some work, but they just don't either have the expertise or the time to do it. So we identified that avatar. Mm-hmm. So now, to get into that specific area, I volunteer my services for social media with a women's real estate group here. It's a smaller group. We purposely chose a smaller group with, 40 to 50 members. So we can actually, I go twice a month. I'm on the board, so I go to the board meetings, I go to the general meetings, I promote their events on social media, I do their graphics, I do, anyway, I help them wherever I can. And then, and so I am getting to know, and people are getting to know, like, and trust me face to face where possible. And these people are our clients right now. These people that we've met face to face. So even though we're virtual, I have found a huge measure of success with actually meeting people face to face and being able to talk about my business that way. And so that is again how we have now, by having those clients from that real estate group, we have been able to hone in on what we feel people are needing. We had started with, back in October when we launched Simply Real Systems, we started with focusing solely on social media, and we thought, okay, people are going to need templates. They're going to need templates to be able to post their pictures online so that they look great. Mm-hmm. Well, we threw a launch and nobody came. That's what I like to say. So we had these products and they are still sitting there and they will sell. Mm-hmm. People just didn't know us yet. So they weren't able to, first of all, we weren't getting in front of people. And then they also didn't, we weren't spending money on advertising or anything at that point too. So people just weren't seeing it. It would just be like expecting people to land on our website and buy these templates. So anyway, but that's where I have found a large measure of our success, and our paying clients are now from face-to-face interaction, and then their referrals. We're starting to get referrals in. And then Marisa, in addition to commenting and being active in other groups, Marisa actually manages a Facebook group for us. It is, we don't have it, it's not realtor specific. It is, we call it Simplify Your Social. Mm-hmm. And it is real estate based, but it really is applicable for anybody to join. So we don't exclude people if they don't meet the criteria of being a realtor or in real estate themselves. We allow them in there, but they're going to find a lot of real estate information there. So
okay, so these templates that we're talking about, I can hear myself. I do apologize. That I'm not sure what's up, but these templates that you are talking about, are they like done for you content, so people can actually just go onto your website, purchase this package or these templates, and it's done for you content? All they have to do is take it and post it, or how does this content work? Like explain a little bit to us what exactly it is.
Let me tell you the evolution of the product. The first one I was just talking about when we first built them in October of 2017, we said, okay, we're gonna, a realtor has a listing. They need to post when they first list it. They need to post about open houses, and they need under contract, just sold. They need all of that, right? So we built Canva templates, and in those templates, that was it. It was really just drag and drop photos into these slots and post it. And again, people didn't really see that. But as we've talked to people and the business is evolving, we realize they don't even have time. If you're supposed to be posting on social every day and it's relevant, engaging, instructional, or funny content, right? They don't have time to go find that. So through the process of the first templates, and then we started doing just one-on-one client services, and then we decided, that's where we found out about this need. Then we decided, okay, well, we will start doing social media. The first one-on-one services we did were all platform-based. Let's shine up your Facebook profile. We'll get it all ready to go, and then we just handed it, back to them. But they found that they still didn't have the time to actually continue the momentum. So then we ended up, the next evolution was, okay, well, if we're going to add in services, a monthly service. So then we started that. But Marisa and I are just two people, and two people that have other clients and that are running a business. And that running, somebody's social media account, takes a lot of time if you're doing it right. So we found that there was a limitation there until we were ready to scale and hire that out. So, which we were not quite there yet, but, but we had a light bulb moment where we're like, well, what if we produced a product where it is everything you need for a 30 days of social media content? So we did come up with a product that is curated content. It's between 8 and the first month there's 20 graphics, just because we wanted to give incentives, but there'll be at least 8 graphics that can be customized. There'll be at least 50 links to content. We've gone in and we found, real estate related blog articles or DIY tricks, things like that. We found more than 50 of those. We also have an actual content calendar. So we packaged all of that into what we decided to do, rather than sell it a la carte, meaning like you just come in and you buy 1 month. We decided to launch it as a membership. So we launched it at a low price, an incentive price of $17 a month, and they get all of that. And then if they want us to customize or brand the graphics for them, they just pay an extra $5. We go into Canva, we add their website, and maybe pop one of their brand colors onto some of the fonts. And most of the graphics are quotes, because they're pretty easy for everybody to use. So anyway, so that's one of our babies. And then from there, we also relaunched the listing package to expand to include a landing page and a landing page, a video, and those graphics before that I told you about, the templates. So so we actually haven't even promoted those yet. They are live on our website. That's a higher end with the web-based landing page, and that landing page will collect email information and shoot that off to the client, directly. So,
and what program are you using to create that landing page?
The landing page is a restrict. Let me think about that. That is actually Marisa's deal. The landing pages that we have are WordPress based. Okay. So it is. We've produced a subdomain of our website, and then we build the landing pages. Let's say the address is 123 Main Street. So it would be 123 Main Street at simplyrealsystems.com. You know, okay. But then that page though is specific. The form that's on that page then goes to, goes straight to the realtor's CRM.
Okay.
You know, they provide, whatever information they have. We can set it up. Ours is generic. It's a WordPress form. They will get an email with that information, or they can, like, if they have a Constant Contact, or if they have, some other email marketing program that will allow them to build a form, we can, for a customized fee, we can plop that in there. Plop. That's a technical term.
That's a new word that we're going to be adding to our.
Yeah, you can quote me. Plop.
So Lisa, in your opinion, do you think that in addition to just the general virtual assistant services that we as virtual assistants provide to our clients, I really feel, and as you just mentioned, there is a real need out there for our ideal clients to have more than just services.
Yeah.
Done for you content, like you said, with the landing pages, specific packaged, not a service, but I suppose it's a service, but like a once-off. They purchase it and it's a once-off, and it really helps them, because those type of things provide additional income streams for us as virtual assistants, because I don't think that we should solely just rely on getting clients with monthly assistance or hourly assistance. We need to, and especially these days, as our industry evolves, so do our ideal clients' industries to evolve. So done for you content is very popular at the moment. I've seen it, a lot more and more people are doing it. So VAs, it's really about getting creative and thinking outside the box instead of just putting yourself into the stock standard virtual assistant box. Right. Think about things that you can provide your clients or other clients that nobody else is providing. Go into Facebook groups, speak to people, read their posts, listen or read their comments, and see where there's a real need. So Lisa and her partner Marisa, they saw there was a real need in the real estate industry for done for you content. So their clients or people that purchase their done for you content subscriptions, they might not necessarily be a client of Lisa and Marisa's. That it's Marisa, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Lisa and Marisa, they might not necessarily be clients of theirs whom they provide monthly assistance to, but they still go ahead and buy the subscription, and it provides them a ton of value because they get this content delivered, they drag and drop, they have their content, they are still in control of their own social media, but with the exception that they have a lot more free time because they have this content package arrive in their inbox, they open it, or however you deliver it, they open it up and it's there, and they just go ahead and schedule it, and everything is fine. So the point I'm really trying to make is that we need to really look at things that people need, and it's not always about making top dollar from these services, but it's actually finding a real need and then sort of satisfying that need or solving that problem. And if you find a problem that a lot of people are having and you charge a lower base price for it, you can still make enough money to cover your expenses and have a decent income from that. I do find that especially when new virtual assistants come on board, they feel that they need to compete with more experienced virtual assistants, and they actually price themselves out of the market. So don't always, if you're a new virtual assistant and you're trying to get on board and just sort of like get yourself out there, I know that there's a lot of virtual assistants that say don't offer discounts, don't offer free work, don't ever reduce your price. I don't know how you feel about that, Lisa, but I don't necessarily agree with that, because you need to get your foot in the door. You need to build, it's about building relationships. A virtual assistant business or remote, we're providing remote services. So even though you might have a client that you see face-to-face, but you're still not working with that client, we're providing remote assistance and you network online. So building relationships with people is very, very important. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this live, that's what gives your business longevity. If you are simply starting your virtual assistant business because you want to make money, I think that you are setting yourself up for failure, because it's not about making money. It's about providing a service first, solving a problem first, and after that, that's when the money comes in. So your target should not, or your goal should not necessarily, of course, your goal should be to earn X amount of money each month, but that's not what you need to go out and actively pursue. You need to build, there's so much more to building your business than just chasing money. So the reason I invited Lisa in for this interview is because, number one, she's a real estate virtual assistant. Her one business is Simply Real Systems, and they provide services for the real estate industry, which when I heard about, one of the virtual assistants that I worked with and still in contact with and often work with, Chelsea, she actually sort of introduced me to this world of real estate virtual assistants, Revas. I didn't know what a Reva was. I was like, what the hell? I had to Google to figure it out. And when she explained it to me, it was like, amazing. I never even thought about that. But this is a huge industry. And you can literally provide so many different services for this one particular industry. And I found it really fascinating. And Lisa and Marisa, I was really intrigued, and also I really admire how you are building your Simply Real Systems virtual assistant business for real estate industry, because you are identifying the needs of your ideal clients, and you are providing services specific to those needs. You are not just providing a service and waiting for people to come to you. You are actively going out there, seeing what people need, creating services and products around that, and then feeding that back to your ideal clients. And that, guys, that's how you build a business of your dreams. And that's what's going to be the difference between having a business and having clients and ticking over and being hugely successful. So Lisa, I think that you guys are doing an amazing job. And I really do admire both of you, although I don't know Marisa at all. But I'm always watching out for what Lisa's doing, because she's just amazing, and I really appreciate you coming online today and talking a little bit about us. And so I just wanted to also address a few other points. And as Lisa was talking, I was making notes because a few things popped out for me. Lisa was talking about doing volunteer work. So Lisa, if you can just quickly explain to us just a little bit like how that works, and firstly, how that works, why are you doing that? And do you think that it is actually benefiting your business in terms of recognition, creative awareness, and all these things that we do, like this is doing volunteer work to create recognition and creating awareness around her business? It's all part of the bigger marketing picture. public relations, PR, and that's what we're doing essentially when we network in groups. So, Lisa, if you can just tell us a little bit about that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so it is really. First of all, I'm volunteering within my skill set. What's easy for me is not easy for everyone else, right? So with my background and what I'm doing now in my business, for me to go in and meet realtors, my first real estate client is the president or the chairperson. They don't have a president, the chairperson of this organization. So I already knew someone, and I knew that she was volunteering her time, and she felt this was a worthy organization to give, her time. So I thought, well, I adore this person. I admire her. I'm going to go check it out. So I did. And sure enough, the other people that are volunteering on the board, and that's something to think too. They're not taking advantage of me. Every person on that board is volunteering their time, right? And I think that that's how most of them work. But so again, I'm within my skill set. I'm managing their social media accounts, and then basically doing the graphics, building their events. They don't have a budget for doing ads and things like that, but I'm trying to make sure to educate their board members and then also their membership in how to get the word out and how to be more active on social and engage, and let's blow this thing up, right? It needs to get bigger. So we're in baby steps. I've been doing that since I think November, December. So it's just been a few months, and already, the insights on their Facebook page have just, really gone up. And then I also, I do something like that for a referral group that I'm a member of, like a networking group. I built their Facebook page. I, created their logos and things like that, just as a, here, let's get this going. Let's support each other in business. So there's two different things. One is my ideal client, group of people. So that benefits me networking wise, and people seeing Lisa Hill of Simply Real Systems at every meeting and seeing my name up on the PowerPoint presentation as one of the chair members, things like that. So when I hand them my card, the number of times that they hear my name, see my name, it's all building relationships, and they're getting to see me at the meeting. So with referral finding, the networking group, it's a little different. Two of the members in the referral group, in the networking group, are my ideal clients, but the other members are not. So that is really just a support. They're supporting me in my business. They've almost all become clients of mine. It's a small group, but I've been working with all of them in certain aspects of their business. So even though they're not my ideal client, they became clients because they got to know me and like and trust me. So so that's where I have found that volunteering really has helped my business. Again, we haven't been in business for a super long time. A lot of time within the time we've been active with Simply Real Systems has been business building in the background too. So most of the paying clients that we have, our major paying clients, are people that we have met face to face so far. We need to, we're working on the marketing aspect for growing outside of our. I'm here in Norfolk, Virginia, and Marisa is in South Carolina near Hilton Head. So, we have pockets, but we realize we can help people that don't live here. We're just going to start getting the word out.
Yeah. And that's really important, networking. And I also believe that part of your relationship marketing strategy or your networking strategy should not be to find as many groups as possible, or implement this strategy on all your social media platforms, because it's watered down. You cannot, there's no one person that can really keep up with all the, with networking in, 10 or 20 Facebook groups, including LinkedIn, including Instagram, and, all these other sort of like smaller networking groups. So my advice is really for new virtual assistants to pick one or two of these either Facebook groups or LinkedIn or Instagram or these other smaller private networking groups, and then implement your relationship marketing strategy in those two platforms or groups that you have chosen, because it's much easier for you to concentrate your focus there as opposed to spreading yourself really thin. And I think that's when you sort of start losing sight of the message that you are trying to send out and the image that you're trying to portray, because you're trying to keep up with all these different groups and people. So really hone in your marketing and focus on those two platforms or two groups, because rather, fish where the fish are. I always used to tell people, fish where the fish are. Instead of, hopping from one place to the other place, trying to, cast, and maybe there's going to be a bite, check the groups, see which groups are actually, there's a concentration of your ideal clients, and then go there and pursue them there. And then Lisa, let me just check. There's something else that really stood out to me, talking about your partnership, that you mentioned that even though you sort of felt that your skills were overlapping, she was more business orientated, where you were more the doer and the creator. So that's where you have a really good symbiotic relationship, because you work well together and you feed off each other. And in addition to that, you are each other's business buddies. Yes. You are essentially each other's coaches. You help each other through the difficult periods when the one person is feeling, it's hopeless, nobody's buying our stuff, we just, creating all this stuff. The other one is sort of the comforter, saying to you, helping you through the thing. So that's why it's really important to, it's not necessarily important for you to get a business partner, but I do feel, and that's why I offer mentorship to virtual assistants, because I do feel that you need that one person where you can bounce ideas off of, right? Yes. Without feeling like this person is going to take my ideas and steal them and use them. That's not what mentorship or coaching or just having a business bestie is about. It's about bouncing ideas off each other, really, providing honest opinions and honest feedback, because often in these Facebook groups, for example, new virtual assistants will ask a question and everybody will say, it's great, it's wonderful. Meanwhile, what they're asking about, their logo or their graphic or whatever it is, it's not perfect. It's not great. And, you want to sort of be polite and say, it's amazing, but you're actually not helping that person because you're not providing honest feedback. And so find yourself a business bestie, find yourself a person that can be that other person whom you can be 100% honest with and vulnerable with, without feeling like you're going to be exposed or, embarrassed or anything like that. And I offer mentorship to new virtual assistants. And even though it's a paid service, I have not charged anybody to date, because I just love sharing my experiences and sharing information with virtual assistants. And guys, if any of you, have a question for Lisa, I'm sure she won't mind if you connect with her on Facebook. And have a question for her, pop a question on Messenger if you have a question for her. And it's about finding people that can give you honest feedback, like I mentioned earlier, and just help you through the struggle, help you see more clarity in the struggle that you are having at the moment. So Lisa, I'm going to have to end this now because I have another appointment in 10 minutes, but it has been so amazing having you talk with us today in the group. We've learned so much about you and your business and how you do all these amazing things. So everyone that's watching, thank you so much. And I hope this broadcast came through really well. I'm going to be doing these sort of live interviews daily, not daily, but at least weekly or bi-weekly in the group. So if you are interested and if you want to volunteer for an interview, do get in touch with me either on Messenger, send me an email, or just pop a post in the group. And I'll connect with you, and we can set up a date in the schedule for you to have a live interview. So, Lisa, thank you very much once again for joining us. And have a great day. It's the end of my day, but it's the start of your day. So I guess I'll catch you in the group and on the other social media channels. So thank you so much, Lisa.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.